So guys, welcome back everyone to another video. So guys, today I am going to review Captain America trilogy. Yes guys, so guys, in the last episode, in the last video, you guys know that I had also reviewed Iron Man trilogy. Means I had reviewed Iron Man 1, Iron Man 2 and Iron Man 3. I had given you the full review of those movies in one video. So today guys, I am going to review Captain America, the first Avenger, Captain America the Winter Soldier, and the third part, that is Civil War, in this video. So let's get started without wasting any more time. So guys, first we will talk about Captain America First Avenger. So this movie was released in 2011 and this movie was based on the 90s time. And guys, this was the means almost the ancient periods of Marvel story was shown in this movie. And the main plot of this movie is that the origin of Steve Rogers, aka Captain America, which was played by Chris Evans, and means how Steve Rogers, who was a weak, thin boy, after injecting super soldier serum, he became a super soldier and he got some powers like superhuman strength, superhuman durability, super speed, super reflexes, super agility, and some more type of abilities, and his skills also being increased. And then he fought the Hydra army. As you guys know that in the end he fought Red Skull, and obviously you guys know that at the end Red Skull teleported to Vormir with the help of the Tesseract, but then Captain America, you guys know that he uh, stayed on the ice for many time after this movie. And then obviously Avengers 1 movie story begins when Nick Fury tell him to join in his Avengers initiative team. So this was the main plot, and the main villain was Red Skull and the Hydra army whose Captain America had fought. And now guys, if I talk about the pros and cons if I talk about the pros, then the origin of Captain America was very nicely shown in this movie. The VFX and the CGI and the every fighting scenes you will notice in this movie is very much better, very much nice, and the story is on 90s, so very nice. You guys can see in this movie the CGI, and also the vibranium shield of Captain America. Also, when Howard Stark gave it to Steve Rogers, that was also very cool scene. And the fighting scenes of this movie are also very cool. And the Red Skull, who was the villain, that was also okay type of villain, means nice villain. Actually, he was a nice villain, I will say. He was a perfect villain. So these are the overall pros, that the origin story is very good, the plot is very okay type, nice type. But guys, if I talk about some cons, then it has no cons actually according to the story arc. But if guys, yeah, I will tell about the cons. Then guys, there is only one con, that the movie is based on the 90s time. So because of that guys, little scenes a little bit boring, and many fans, because the story of this movie was based on 90s time, so some people felt it little bit boring, and I also felt it actually little bit boring on some moments. So that's the main con of this movie, that's the main problem with this movie. Otherwise the movie is actually nice. And if I talk about the rating, then I will give it 7.5 star rating out of 10. So now I will talk about the second Captain America movie. So the second Captain America movie was Captain America the Winter Soldier, and this movie was a much better version of its first part, because this movie had many suspense, many thrill, and very much enjoying this movie was. The storyline of this movie was also very nice, the fighting scenes of this movie was also nice, and the every characters like Black Widow, Falcon, Captain America, and also the overall the how Armin Zola, those scenes, and the Winter Soldier, the story arc and the overall fighting scenes, everything is very cool in this movie. So guys, if I talk about overall the movie story, then the movie, here it comes that Captain America met a new military officer who was Sam Wilson, and he requested him to join military again because his friend was dead in military. So he retired from military, but he again started in military. And then Black Widow was also shown in this movie. So Captain America knew about it, that Hydra is still now alive, and now Bucky Barnes, who was the best friend of Captain America, has now brainwashed by the Hydra army, and now he has become Winter Soldier with a metal arm, and now he has very much powers. So he team up with Falcon. Falcon wore his Exo 7 first armor and helped Captain America to fight with the Hydra army. And then Black Widow and Captain America solved the mysteries, solved some puzzles also about Hydra. And then at the end, as you guys know, the Winter Soldier versus Captain America fight, and at the end Bucky saved Steve Rogers because he remembered some old memories, I think, on that moment. So he saved him, and actually this movie was very nice. And after this movie, Nick Fury was officially erased from the MCU, means not really, but he had done a fake death of him. So this was the overall plot of this movie. I have told you in the brief. And overall, if I talk about the pros, then the main pros of this movie is thrilling, excitements, character developments, story arcs, and also guys, the fighting scenes were the OP thing, seriously. And the movie will not bore you guys, seriously. This movie is actually very much thrilling also. There is suspense are also there in this movie. And these are the pros. And if I talk about the cons, then actually there are no cons of this movie, because this movie was so much thrilling. According to its timeline, it was very nice, but just that sometime the story becomes a little bit slow type. So it happens in every type of movie, but it is actually better than going the movie fast. You guys know that what happened with Justice League. So actually there are no problem. This movie is actually one of the best Marvel movies ever. So this movie receives 8.5 star out of 10 star rating from my side. And now guys, I will talk about the best movie of the Captain America series. Well, Captain America Winter Soldier was also the best movie, but Captain America Civil War was also one of the best Marvel movies ever, because in this movie we saw our two favorite superheroes, Captain America and Iron Man, fighting each other. And actually it was not looking like a Captain America movie, it was looking like Avengers 2.5 movie, because actually in this movie not only Captain America, all the Avengers were focused, but obviously the main story was going with Captain America. So that's why the name of this movie was Captain America Civil War. So this was the third part of the Captain America series. And if I talk about the movie story, then obviously you guys, everyone know about it, that in Age of Ultron, in the Sokovia battle, while fighting Ultron, many deaths had occurred, and so our General Ross told the Avengers to sign the Sokovia initiatives. Sorry guys, not Sokovia initiatives, Sokovia Accords. But obviously you guys know that the Iron Man team, those characters who were in the side of Iron Man, like Tony Stark, means Tony Stark is Iron Man, and then Vision, Rhodey, then Black Widow, T'Challa, and our Spider-Man, not Spider-Man actually here. So these all characters had signed to the Sokovia Accords, but Captain America has not. So actually guys, the decision of Captain America was right in this movie, obviously, because it's the Captain America movie. Because if they signed that, then the government would control the Avengers, and that would not be the good. But guys, now a fact I am going to say you that the idea of Captain America Steve Rogers was good, was correct. But at the end, what he did, that he not told Tony Stark about the, uh, his parents' death. That was very bad thing he had done. Very bad thing he had done. And also he was fighting with Tony Stark on that time. So that thing he had done very badly. And overall, the airport battle was the one of the best battle scenes ever. Till now, I believe that except Infinity or Endgame movie battle, I think Civil War is one of the best also. The overall, when Giant Man came, and obviously you guys know that Scarlet Witch powers, you all know. I have nothing to say. So the airport battle was one of the coolest moments. But at the end, that scene, and also in this movie Spider-Man, Tom Holland Spider-Man also introduced, but at the end, that serious fight actually had made me cry, seriously. Bucky and Captain America versus Iron Man Mark 46. That fight was actually very much emotional. And obviously you guys know that in the end, then Captain America gave the shield to Tony Stark. And in this movie, actually, Tony Stark was seriously very much sad, because first of all, he knew the secret. Then also his best friend, means War Machine, aka Rhodey, had fallen from the up sky to the down, and after that, he was almost going to die, but his legs became paralyzed. So on that moment, Tony Stark seriously was very much serious on that time, very much emotional. But at the end, obviously, you guys know that Tony Shark, that scene, and also Rhodey, he gave Rhodey the braces. But here the point comes, guys, that on that time we believed that it was the real Rhodey, but after the secret invasion, the mess, you guys know that what has happened now. Now the time when we see the real Rhodey at the end of the secret invasion series, then he wore the same gown. And obviously you guys know that Marvel is hinting us that Rhodey, our Colonel James Rhodes, aka War Machine, aka Iron Patriot, was swapped by a Skrull from Captain America's Civil War. So if we will believe this theory, then at the end, that man who was joking with Tony Stark, who was actually a Skrull, not the real Rhodey. So that I will not talk about that, because that's another topic I've already talked, and I think 2 or 3 times I've talked, and many videos you guys can see in my channel. I have talked about Rhodey being a Skrull from Captain America Civil War. My every theory you guys can see in my channel. When Secret Invasion was released, I made the video, you guys can see, so I will not talk about that. So this was the overall very nice story actually, and at the end, Captain America team members were imprisoned. And guys, now if I talk about the pros, then the overall battle scenes, the story arc, the fighting scenes, the CGI, the VFX, and the excitement of this movie was very cool. And the Baron Zemo, who was the villain of this movie, was also very much coolly portrayed in this movie. And now if I talk about some cons, then actually this movie has also no cons, but according to the story, I cut some marks according to the suspense or what, but actually it has no that type of con, because this movie was actually a great movie. So I will give it 8.5 star rating, means 8.5 out of 10 star rating from my side. So guys, that was our video, that was our movie review of Captain America series, Captain America trilogy. And Now next time we will talk about Thor, means Thor 1 and Thor the Dark World, because guys, Thor Ragnarok and Thor Love and Thunder, I have already made a separate videos on those movies, so I will not talk about them. I will make a video in which I will review Thor 1 and Thor the Dark World in the one video. So that we will do in any other time. So now we'll meet in the next video. I hope you have enjoyed this video, and now we'll meet in the next video. Bye.